Hello, Dan?
Yo, Ash, you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Just can't see you.
It's weird. One second. Just trying to. Okay. I see. I need to give. I zoom. Yes.
Yes, there you are.
How you doing?
Yeah, good. Oh, you're just on your phone, yeah?
Yeah. Oh, is that all right?
Yeah, yeah, of course. No, I just thought, Table Tennis Daily. I thought you had the whole setup, 5 screens,
Yeah.
green screen behind you.
No, I used to Zoom a couple of times now, and I found like on the phone it's great. Like,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, I could get it on the laptop, but this is great.
yeah. I might start using the phone as well, actually, because I like to move about.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. It's nice. It's
Which
good.
actually, sorry, I don't school well. I need to go and get my tea. I've left it brewing. 2 seconds. Oh yeah, look, represented.
Oh, love it.
Yeah, that's an error. Can't leave it brewing for too long.
No. It's great, man.
Yeah, no. First of all, man, congratulations. You're gonna be
Thank
a
you, man.
dad.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, it's crazy.
It is crazy, man. It's crazy. Obviously, we'll get into some of the stories from like when we were younger and stuff. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, so what? Table tennis has definitely gone down the pecking order. Then
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I need to like now start prioritizing things and like managing everything. Like it's really weird. My brain's going into like this really weird, like hyper drive where I'm like trying to like make sure everything's like controlled. You know what I mean? Because before I'm like a headless chicken here, there, and everywhere. And obviously I know that in November when the baby comes, things will change a bit. So yeah, I need to be
yeah,
uh like outsourcing stuff cleverly, make sure I've got good workflows and that. But yeah, I don't know, it's weird. I'm
that's
looking forward to it though.
yeah, that's amazing. You got some like coaches lined up, some
Yeah,
sessions in place already.
yeah, exactly. You know what I'm thinking? Yeah, I'm thinking like all the young juniors and stuff I coach will be great little coaches. Like, you know what I mean? Like getting them to like play against him or her, whatever. I think it'd be wicked.
Yeah, yeah. No, it'd
That's
be
if you,
cool, man. That's a
yeah,
journey on its own.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. What I'm thinking to do as well, right? This is mad. Record every single training session, and then you have like this timeline. You know, imagine doing like a forehand drive every single day, like, and you just see like when you get those people who take like a photo every day for 30 years.
Yeah, yeah. You just
Imagine
do
doing
like
a table tennis version.
yeah, like a 1 second a day. It's kind of like expert in a year.
Yeah, kind of like that. Yeah, it is.
You overview
Yeah,
like life.
yeah. Yeah. People are gonna be like, "Wow, this sounds crazy." Nah, look, you know what people are saying as well? Like, "Oh, is it gonna play table tennis?" And uh, who knows, isn't it? Emily
Exactly.
plays table tennis. Emily loves table tennis as well, so we'll see.
Yeah, yeah. I know what you're like. You're not the pushy person. If they like it, they
Yeah.
like it because they like it, not because you pushed it upon.
You know what? It's the same. Obviously, I'm a coach as well. And like when I've worked with many different junior players and stuff, you know, very early on, you quickly get an idea if someone's really passionate about it or not. And I think probably, hopefully, those skills will help me. I don't know. I hear it's different when you're a parent, but still, like I think when you know what it's like. Ash, you coach as well, and you notice when someone loves it, and then you put the investment in, or if someone is half-hearted, you push them for a while because you know they got potential, but then you know what it's like.
Yeah, yeah. No, probably that's good. That leads me on probably to my first sort of question. Might as well get into it.
Mm,
Um, like I don't even know how you started table tennis. I know obviously when I first met you, and I could probably
mm.
take a guess, but I don't know how you got into table tennis.
Yeah, well, this is weird because obviously I love it. Like you love it. Like all of us lot who are involved in the game, you know, like you're doing podcasts, which is great. I love it, and we have so much passion for the game. And my dad has so much passion. Obviously, people see him in the T2D team episodes, the chairman. He loves it, and like I used to go watch his league matches, and I used to hate it for like 3 years. From the age of like 7, I was like, "Don't take me to this league match, whatever." Like, and he would keep taking me, and I had no interest in at all. It was really strange. And then I don't know. When I was like 10, I was like, "Okay, let's give this a go." Then, and I grabbed his bat and I hit a ball. And you know what it's like? I hit a couple of balls, and then that was it. Something happened in my brain, and I was just hooked. And then I wanted to go to every single club session, wherever. Yeah, it just kind of went from there. So yeah, very
Interesting.
fortunate he was playing. Yeah, yeah.
So you
It's
didn't like
interesting. Go on.
you didn't. So yeah, no, you didn't enjoy the
No,
spectator side of it, but as soon
no,
as you played, you loved it.
Yeah, true. Yeah, exactly. But then my dad did try to get me play when I was 7 or 8, you know, like when I was young, but I'd hit it, but I didn't really enjoy it. It was strange. And then, I don't know, a few years of watching him in the local league and stuff. You know what it is, right? I think what happens is, okay, so I played when I was 10, whatever. I remember when I went to secondary school, and I think you had the same sort of thing. When there's like competition and stuff, and like there was year 10s and GCSE students, and they were like, oh, come play. You know, you go to like the youth club, whatever, and then you get competitive. You then go, oh, I want to beat them.
Mm.
And then I think the combination of my dad trying to get me to play and then the competitive side of things, like I'm competitive. Like my close friends now, they say, "Oh, Dan, you're too competitive." I'm like, I'm not competitive. I just love it. I want to win. Like, but it's like, yeah, I think that's what happened. It kind of stemmed from that, really.
Because then, so then after then, obviously, I know you went and played at a club. Yeah, what was your first
mm,
club?
uh, uh, it, mm. There's a couple like we're at. Okay, so my very first club was kind of like my dad's local league venue sort of thing. Then there was like my school, Len Pilfard. Big shout out to Len Pilfard. He came to my school, which was epic because then like all the older kids started going there as well. And then because I was pretty good for a 10, 11-year-old, I was beating them. And then like, you know, they start hanging out with you in school and that, and it was quite fun. And every single Thursday after school that was there. So that was kind of like my real competitive side that happened. And then a guy called Neil Stewart, legend as well. I started practicing with him at Abbey Wood School. So I was kind of going to schools actually, yeah. And
Yeah.
then when I was around 12, 13, Zaid Mafour, legend, he saw me at a tournament, right? And this is what he says, and it's madness because like I was so keen and wanted to get good, but I don't think, you know, Neil Stewart and Len were fantastic at getting me into the game and having so much passion and loving it. But then Zaid come in at a more of a different angle, like more technical, and took me to France and stuff. So Zaid saw me at a tournament. He saw me crying. I lost a match. I was crying, and he come up to me and goes, "You know what? I love the passion. You're crying. This is what I'm looking for in players. Do you want to come to my club in Fremford in Essex?" And I was like, "Yeah, I would love to," because I saw some of the players he produced. Before the Pocket Rocket. So yeah, this is actually amazing. The Pocket Rocket in the T2D team. He's in my team now with me, and we kind of both started out together as well with Zaid. So yeah, Pocket Rocket was there, Samuel Cannon, Big D, Daniel Cannon, obviously who coached you as well, Ash, so
Yeah.
a legend. So these players were all there, and then yeah, they just took me on, and then I started training there. And then when I got to like 15, I started playing for London Progress. So John Kaufman, legend, he like ridiculous passion, as we all know,
Yeah.
and got me. Like I remember one time I was like 2-0 down, 10-6 down in Junior British League, and John came over with a drum and was like, dun, 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 come on, Danny boy. And I come back and won. Can you imagine how mad he went? With this drum. It was epic. He had a drum on the sideline and I was losing. And that's what you want from passion. That's what you want from someone on the sideline who still believes in you when you're 10-6 down and 2-0 down. That's what I think, yeah.
Yeah, you know what it is
It just
in your story. So from like the start, and what you kept mentioning, like the common denominator was like the passion, and the passion for the sport that these people had is contagious.
yeah,
And
it is.
on. So obviously, my first experience from table tennis was John Kaufman. So like you just said about the drum and the passion, it's like this sport is amazing.
Exactly,
You know?
yeah.
If you're a passionate person, it's contagious, and everyone will buy into that.
Yeah, 100%. I think it's so important. And sometimes there's days, yeah, where like, I don't know, like when you go to the hall and you don't feel much energy and passion, but then you've got to try and create it. You've got to just attack it, you know? Like
Yeah.
at the moment, I'm doing this mad 5K thing. You know, everyone's doing the 5K challenge. I'm trying to get sub 20. I'm going to do it today. And I'm doing it every 4 days. And I haven't, my closest now is 21 minutes and 50 seconds, right? But I want to get a sub 20. And today I'm going to get that sub 20. I'm just going to hit it so hard. And I think sometimes you just have to just like, yeah, just push yourself.
Yeah, and I remember you being a good runner and stuff, especially in Bristol, which we're going to come on to now, actually.
Yeah.
So
I didn't mention Bristol Academy. So yeah,
yeah,
when I was 6, yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
So obviously after Brentford, at 16, we were on the train, right,
Yeah.
up to a 4-star somewhere, and we had the leaflet, the Bristol leaflet.
It was Blackpool Grand Prix.
You remember?
No, Blackpool Grand Prix. Yeah. We were going up Blackpool, mate, on the train.
Yeah. And
Go on.
we had the leaflet, didn't we? We had the leaflet, and we said, "Have you seen this? Have you thought about this?" And we thought, "This looks quite good." And obviously on the leaflet, it was like, "You're going to get 1-to-1 multiple Chinese sparring partners." which we did. And
Yeah,
like I think it felt like, for me, it felt like a couple of weeks later we was there, moved in.
yeah. You know what, Ash? Yeah, that moment in both our lives was like the Hogwarts Express. That train journey. No, seriously, like it was like Hagrid knocked on the door, right, with the owl, and just give us his letter, his envelope. I remember we was reading that leaflet. We were like, this place sounds world class, and it was, and it turned out to be great for both of us. And like there was nothing like that in its time. I think when we were 15, so let's say 15 years ago, whenever that was, in the UK, you know, there wasn't that type of setup. So when kids got to 16, they either quit or sort of slightly played or got a job and stuff. Whereas we was able to then do further education and still play table tennis. And yeah, Bristol Academy was massive for the pair of us. And just to stay in the sport at that really important age where kids either sink or swim, where kids either just quit or lose interest. We were able to keep the interest. So without the Bristol Academy, who knows what we'll both be doing? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. It was able to grow like in life skills sort of thing as well. Because I remember, I think was it our first night, you cooking sweet and sour chicken.
Oh, it's epic.
It was like a weird shade of pink inside, and
mate,
the pasta was hard. The sauce was, let's just
you
say,
know what,
cheap.
Ash, I remember that so vividly. Like, I remember it. Yeah, the pasta was off. We didn't do it right. Everything was just wrong with that whole. It was just sweet and sour chicken and pasta. I can make that now with my eyes closed. But on that first night, you're right. It was. We were scared. We were lost.
Yeah, we were lost. We went for a little walk. I don't know if you remember. We went for a little walk and we come across this train station. And we thought, what? The trains go from here to London, and it was this tiny little train station. Trains probably turn up twice a week.
Yeah, I know that one. Abbey Wood, that place is called.
And we thought we'd get the train from there to London.
Yeah,
we were so lost.
Oh mate, yeah, it was amazing. Yeah, that yeah, it's amazing when you look back in it and you think, geez, all those different things you did in that. And yeah, and I think you're right. Bristol Academy, so influential people there was Kevin Satchell. He brought a lot of passion into the room and a lot of weird creativity type stuff. I remember one thing he did, and I look back and I think that was so clever. Whether he knew he was being clever about it, but one morning he'd be like, right, for the next hour, you've got to play like someone in the hall. So you got to play like Vitas or Bacchus, you know, and by mimicking those players, I think helps you develop feeling and touch and like and different ways to make sessions fun. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that's true. Yeah, because obviously there's like watching it and trying to take it in, and just giving you the freedom to do it.
Yeah, you know, exactly.
Giving you, okay, if I get it wrong, I get it wrong, but I'm going to try and play a wang the chin forehand, which was probably the big guy at the time.
Yeah. And then you know, we had the Chinese guys there as well, which were fantastic. And man, we were learning from those guys. I wish actually, I mean, we did take a lot from them, but I wish now myself now could be with my brain now back then, and knowing everything I know now. Do you know what I mean?
100%. We had Ryan Jenkins coming in as well.
Yeah, it's good.
We had such a good group there. We were so lucky to be.
Yeah, we were. Yeah, we were.
But again, you make your own luck, because we were the two guys that just packed our suitcase from London and went to Bristol.
It's so true. Yeah, and fair play to our parents. Remember when our parents dropped us off and they were just like, you know, all right, guys, see you later. It was weird, wasn't it?
It was a bit weird.
I mean, I'm coaching kids now at that age, and I'm like, geez, could they really have gone to another city 3 hours away and do that? Like, yeah, it was weird.
Yeah, big respect.
Yeah.
So after Bristol, I want to focus on your playing, sort of the table tennis Dan, the player, the fan. So after Bristol, where did you go? You went to France, huh?
Went to France, yeah. So again, this is a cool again. So like Zaid obviously coached me till I was 16, Daniel Cannon as well. And then when I got 16, I went to Bristol. And then when I was like 19, 20, Zaid came back to me and was like, Dan, remember when we went to Carnival and you were younger? They're looking for a player in one of the lower leagues, and you can train there full time and live with Marcus Madrid, one of the pro players. So I was like, dude, yeah, let's do it. So from 1920, I moved to France, and I was at Caen. And so Marcus Madrid played in like the Pro B team, and that was like their professional team. But yeah, he had a space in his house, and it was owned by like the Caen club. So I lived with him, and it just went from there. So then I was training there for around 6 months, but that's actually where I trained too hard and then injured myself and done my back in. So like, I don't know, like what happened was I think the training increased so much when I was in France that I wasn't used to it.
Yeah, because you went basically being a pro. You trained like a pro.
Yeah, basically I copied. Yeah, I copied all their sessions. I was with them doing multiple. Like, I mean, for example, Marcus Madrid, he's an absolute animal. We were running at like 7 a.m. Then we're doing multiple 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. And then there were sessions of the day started. So we'd already done like 3 hours before it was 10 a.m. But, you know, this is what, yeah, I think this is why Marcus Madrid now, I think he's 60, 70 in the world. And I always knew he was going to make it. At the time, he was like 300 in the world. But I was like, this kid's an animal. Like, every single thing we did, he was 10 times better than me at. Whether it's sit-ups, press-ups, squats, jumps, sprinting, long distance, multiple, everything, he was unreal. He lived for it, and that was another step up. And again, so I probably got a lot of passion from him there, and got injured, which was weirdly kind of fortunate, I think, because my injury was really bad where I was struggling to like do anything. So I started video recording Marcus in the training hall in Caen, and Andre Fillerman, who was 70 in the world, Peter Sarita, he was like 90 in the world. So I was recording these players in the training hall. Then I was just putting that content straight onto YouTube. Because at the time I was like recording myself and trying to analyze my own game. And so I got quite used to video editing just by doing that. And then when I was putting this stuff onto YouTube, literally the views were insane. I was getting like 100,000 views for a training hall video. And I was like, whoa, this is weird. Then I somehow come up with Table Tennis Daily. Not too sure how that happened, the actual name. I just, you know, when you put in a username, like you've got the Ping Pong Show, great name, and it makes sense to the user. At the time, I was, you know, YouTube was like a username, and I somehow come up with Table Tennis Daily, put that in there. Then I put all the content onto this YouTube channel, Table Tennis Daily. Yeah, and it just went from there. And then I was recording all the players. Then I went to other clubs, recorded them, come back to the UK, started making tribute videos, and that's kind of how that rolled into that. And then, so like for 3-4 years, I just hammered the YouTube stuff. Then they done a website around the back of that. Yeah, and
So the injury kind of. So if you didn't get injured, you're pretty much saying you wouldn't have taken it. Oh no, you would have been playing.
I don't think I would have even had Table Tennis Daily, because I'd have just still been training. And then this is the thing, right? I mean, like, I really wanted to become a pro table tennis player, right? I was like 19. I think at the time I was like 48 in the men's in England. I was playing all right though. I beat a couple of good players at the time who were like 15 in England, like Chris Duran, Paul McCreary. These guys still smashed me 20 other times, but I still got some wins every now and then. So I was like, oh, you know, I can do this. Like, but I don't think I would have ever made it. And I think this is one of the big problems with, not negatively, but with table tennis, because there's not enough money involved. At, like, you know, in football, you get to a decent level and you get a salary. You know, you play Division 1 football, Division 2, conference, and there's a good financial pathway. In table tennis, you have to still be careful. You have to make sure you're still getting your education. Doesn't matter what level you're trying to get to. You have to make sure that you're still being clever and not just go all eggs in one basket into table tennis. And that's what I was trying to do at the time. I just, you know, I scrapped my education on the side. I went back to education after when I come back from France, but I just I thought I want to make it in table tennis. So probably the injury kind of slowed me down and got me doing other things, which was good. Yeah.
No, so Table Tennis Daily, what moment in Table Tennis Daily are you most proud of?
Geez, man. I was thinking before, I was like, Ashley's going to throw some questions at me and I'm going to be stuck.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
This is one of them. Okay, let me think. I need a second. Yeah.
I'll give you a little background, because I've seen you do some ridiculous challenges out there. The one, probably the biggest one, would probably be with your dad, the Guinness World Record for the longest rally. And I think people do not know how hard that is. And the one which I think kind of flew under the radar a little bit was when you had to say table tennis 100,000 times.
Yeah, it did.
That's unbelievable. I mean, people don't understand how hard that is, mentally draining.
I know, man. I know. Look, do you know what? The last, like, when we did that world record, that was 5 years ago now. And like, so when I did the 100,000, I counted 100,000 a few months ago, whenever that was. I don't know. I've got into this weird thing now where I want to start doing challenges and really ridiculous challenges, silly ones. It's not for attention. It's for my own self. I want to just do challenges where I'm like, you get such a good feeling after doing it. It's really weird. Like, yeah, like the world record, the feeling after is so bizarre. And when I counted to 100,000 at the end, I was like, oh my God, I've done it. Wow. Like, you feel great. Like, it's a weird buzz. And there's a lot. What's that? Sorry?
It's just that sense of achievement.
It is, yeah. And there's a lot, and the way I think it stems from is that a lot of YouTubers are now doing challenges, and they're probably all getting that same kick out of it. And it does, the content does work as well. A lot of it is everything I do nowadays is thinking about the content as well. So I know it does work for content because people find it interesting and it's different. But yeah, the world record one was crazy, right? Because when we practiced for it, which a lot of people didn't know as well. So we were doing a lot of 5-hour practice runs, like 5 hours. Yeah. 5 hours, dude. And do you know how many mistakes we made? So what happened was, right, to do a world record like that, you have to get like a adjudicator. So we didn't get a world record adjudicator because they cost like £4,000, but you have to get someone who's a professional, so like a policeman or a fireman or engineer. So and also a professional within the sport who's a referee. So we got Dave Cochran, legend. He came down. So I booked it all out. The 23rd of March, I was like, right, Dave Cochran needs to be there. 2 professionals need to be there. So we've got an engineer and we've got a policeman there. Great. So I had all these 3 people lined up and, get the book, the horn, everything. And me and my dad's practicing a few weeks before, and we kept making mistakes. I was like, do you know what? This is really dodgy because we're going to attempt this live and we're going to mess up because we can't get past 5 hours. Like we did 2 5 hours and I dumped every time though. I missed.
Was it you?
My dad never missed. It was always me. I dump it in the net. You start seeing double vision of the net. The net does double.
Wow.
So yeah, it's really weird. Every now and then it does double. But on the day, it was my dad that missed it. Funny enough.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think on the day when it's such a focus, and that focus goes on for 8 hours. Yeah, it was nuts.
Yeah, that's what you're saying. That competitive side, and that you just got it's tunnel vision, isn't it? I've got to do this. There's no other way. There's no other way.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And sometimes I think what you've got to do is dive yourself into it. Like when I booked the whole, like it's easy to say, I'm gonna try and beat the world record, but when I started ringing up Dave Cochran and the other guys and setting up the hall, and when everything starts getting set in place, then it becomes a reality, and then you're like, oh, okay, this is serious now. I have to do it. And I think that doing that type of thing gets you to do it then as well.
Yeah. You put the pressure on yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's like anything, man. Yeah.
It's like now you just said you're going to do sub 20 on your 5K, so I'm going to be checking.
yeah, no, exactly. And what's cool as well. So in we're all the British League guys on the team, T2D team. We're all doing the 5K and trying to beat each other. So we've got a leaderboard and stuff. So it's really cool, and that's pushing each other. So and also I'm like, I'll announce it in the morning. Like, boys, I'm going to go do my 5K now. I'm going to try and beat the sub 20. So I'm pressuring myself. So I wake up doing that, and I know that I've got to go and do it.
Yeah.
It's weird, but I think that. Like human beings, man, there's so many distractions on planet Earth now. It's really hard to motivate yourself when you have to be so disciplined to do stuff, innit? Because it's tough. You've got so many distractions: the TV, Netflix, Amazon Prime, all the series, whatever. People ringing you. You have to just make sure you're focused on your tasks.
Yeah, and it's usually always the simple things which are always the best. Like you say, yourself going out for football, making some food for yourself. They're the things that are actually more enjoyable.
Yeah.
With TableTennisDaily, then the team, TableTennis team. I spoke to the captain the other day, and I thought it was always the best player that was the captain.
Hey, listen, I thought he was the best player until he started his debut. I'm joking.
No, but I think the real reason is because he's the only one with the guns to fill out the captain's armband.
That's very true. They're big. They're big rugby armbands as well. So they're not going to get around Tom's arms. No, but look, I chose Garth. I think it was a combination of a few of us, and I was like, Garth is very good at you see him in the changing room when he's like shouting and chanting. He's very good at just he's like the alpha of the group. Like he's everyone's got their own way of doing things, but Garth is quite good at just being stern at certain things. It's good. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, he's got a good energy.
Exactly.
Yeah, I spoke to him yesterday, so that will be coming out soon.
Epic.
He's a good guy, Garth.
How is he doing?
Yeah, he's all right. He looks like he's still training.
Yeah.
Fitness wise. Yeah. I don't want to get him into trouble with the founder, so I'll leave it there. He was eating 2 donuts and having a
quality. Yeah, that's it. I think everyone now in table tennis is just trying to find ways to make sure they're keeping active. One thing that this lockdown and the whole coronavirus thing has done is made people become more health conscious, I think, in a weird way, because at Christmas, for example, and at New Year's, you go on a binge for a whole week and you destroy your body, and it's natural. You can't help it. You eat all the roses, the tins, the food, whatever. And then you have that week and then you stop. You go on a mad, like, okay, it's New Year's Eve. I'm going to not eat rubbish now for the whole year. And then everyone stops after a week anyway, New Year's resolutions. But then you start eating better. I think with this whole lockdown, the first week, it was like at Christmas when everyone was just stuffing their faces. Like I was the same. I was like, oh my God, like I can't stop eating. But now everyone's like, right, this has to stop because it's going to become terrible.
Yeah.
So everyone's starting to eat better, running. And so, yeah, it's getting people a lot more health conscious, I think.
No, yeah, definitely. I think I'm the same. I've listened to a couple of interviews of a few football players, and they've reduced their meals. They've only gone down to 2 meals because they're not doing as much exercise. It kind of makes sense. So they've makes
so much sense.
So they've done that. There's just a few of them, obviously, each to their own. But so I thought, yeah, it's true. If you're not burning enough, you don't need as much going in.
So much, mate. Because yeah, exactly. Like, yeah, when you're active and doing normal day jobs and that, running around, you eat as much as you want, but you're burning loads. But yeah, here it's different, isn't it? You're right. That 2 meal idea is a good idea, actually.
Yeah. Quick couple of questions as well. Put you on the spot a little bit. Easy to get nervous.
Just gonna be anything. Go on.
If an equipment provider wrote you a check for £1 million for the website tomorrow, would you take it? And then what would you do with your time?
Okay. So would I sell TableTennis Daily for £1 million?
And then what would you do with your time once it's sold, if you say yes?
Okay. See, right now, I'm able to live and get by on my means, right? And give 100% into everything I'm doing. So I wouldn't sell it for that amount right now because I love it. You know what? If I didn't have TableTennis Daily, I don't know what I'd do with myself. So even if it maybe was for 10 million, I have to really think about it, because I'll be like, my God, if I don't have TableTennis Daily, like literally, Ash, I wake up every day at 6 a.m. and I go to bed at 11 p.m. and it's just TableTennis Daily around the clock, like constant. And if I didn't have that, seriously, it would be weird. Maybe if someone was to buy it and then I'm still working at the company TableTennis Daily, that would make sense. But like, yeah. So if let's say I was to sell it and then I didn't have TableTennis Daily and I sold it, what would I be doing? I would I'd probably do like marketing. I'd probably outsource my marketing skills. Maybe I'd like look at companies maybe and help their marketing and start rebranding things. I look at a lot of companies and think, Jesus, I could renovate the hell out of that. And like some stuff I see by like NASA, one of the biggest companies in the world. I look at their socials and I'm like, wow, what are they doing there? Like, so I would like to like be like maybe a consultant and just help companies and marketing and stuff. I love that. That's what TableTennis Daily is. With TableTennis Daily, I've managed to help transform weird things in table tennis and make it a big thing. So Zhang Jika the other day came out of retirement and played one match in China. And I heard the news and I was like, right, I'm going to spin that because that's massive. Zhang Jika's coming out. He didn't play for 3 years. And I did this big piece on it and it got like 35,000 views to the website. And that was a lot. And I knew it would do well because it's just picking up those things. You know what I mean? Maybe other people saw that, but didn't maybe jump into it like I did. So I was like, dived into it. So that's kind of what TableTennis Daily is. It's just coming up with ideas and just marketing it.
Yeah, interesting.
I went around your question quite a lot there, didn't it?
Yeah, no, but it's an interesting one to say, like, what would you do if you was to sell it? Because I just feel that, like you say, because it comes from some passion and it's like, it's such a part of you. Like, it's kind of like, well, yeah, why would you sell it? Because at the end of the day, you're just probably going to go and do the same thing anyway. Like,
yeah, true.
You probably just do the same thing. So I think that's probably why it's been successful as well. Like you said.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I think I read this really good book, called Homo Sapiens something, and it's a bit about Peugeot company, right? And the guy goes into the Peugeot company and stuff, and he looks at all these big companies, and he says that like a company isn't a company. A company is made up of a load of people, and it's the people that make the company. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, that's one of a key thing to, I think, anything. Like I couldn't go and buy Tesla and then make Tesla send 17 satellites around the world because that's not my skill set. But Elon Musk can do that because that's what Elon Musk is good at. I mean, yeah, sending satellites around the world is unbelievable. But yeah, so like, you know what I mean? So like a company is a person and a set of people.
Yeah.
And I think that's with TableTennis Daily. I think if someone was to take it over, fair play to try and handle it, because it is complex.
Yeah, I think you're right. When you answered, you said, "Oh, if they bought it, they'll probably keep you on anyway." That would make total sense.
Do you want to buy it, Ash?
No chance, mate. No chance. Yeah, I know how hard you work, man. I know how. This is another question, probably following on. Like, I know how like, and again, thank you so much for your time, because I know how much like in demand you are, and this maybe does it get on your nerves a little bit as well, where people maybe are trying to sell a product or sell a service, like a coaching service, full well knowing you do your own Table Tennis Daily Academy, but think that you're going to promote it. Like, it's kind of, surely some common sense should come in somewhere and say like, well, hold on, he does his own thing. I can't just jump on the bandwagon.
No, you're right. Yeah. And what happens is there's a lot of conflict of interests across the board. Like, you know what I mean? And yeah, it does get difficult. And especially when like my friends or something, and I might be doing the same thing or whatever. But like, I think like
that's the other side of it. That's kind of not the ugly side, but that's part of the side, because you that just come to you because like you're saying, you were just recording videos and putting it out there, and then now suddenly you've built this brand. Now this other external things are coming in. You've obviously learned to deal with it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and and I think what happens is you have to weigh it out, like, and work out the, like, a lot of times I'm helping. There's only the problem is as well. It's my own mental health as well, like making sure that I'm not doing too much. A lot of people say to me, Dan, how are you not burnt out and stuff? And to be honest, around 6 months ago or something, I was feeling a bit weird, and I think that could be a sign of burnout. I was looking at the symptoms of burnout and stuff, but now I'm really trying to like balance everything more. And I think what happens is you can only help so many people. Like, my Instagram thing just pings all day long, you know, people wanting shout outs and stuff. And it's really hard to filter what is the important thing. Sometimes you get, you know, an unreal opportunity, which then benefits Table Tennis and the people watching. Do you know what I mean? So, for example, like, this was mad. Like, I did a video of Waltner like 3 years ago when I did a one-set showdown and watched him playing a wheelchair match. It was epic, right? And it was weird because I got this random Instagram message, and it was this guy, and it was he said, "Oh, I'm from Toyota," and I straight away like, "Oh, this must be a spam email. Like, what the hell?" And then it said right at the very bottom, "We're going to be featuring Janovo Waltner," and I was like, "Oh, surely that ain't spam, because they wouldn't put Waltner in it." You know, it was really weird. So I responded to it like, well, I normally wouldn't. And then the guy's like, "Yeah, come out to Sweden, you know, we'll cover your flights and everything, play against Waltner. We'd like you there to promote our event, play against Waltner." And so that happened, you know what I mean? So it's really important to like check everything and make sure that like it's not just spam or and there's other times where I'm helping out other things as well, like whatever. But it's important not to do too much where then it affects what you're doing as well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that's just that's just part and parcel of what you're doing. I mean, because you are obviously, you're the face, you know, you're in all your videos, you are that person. So they are going to try and contact you rather than the brand, the company. They're not going to email Table Tennis Daily. You know, I know you have a team as well, so they're not going to. They're going to try and go direct to the source, which is natural, and I think that's just part and parcel. So if obviously the most important thing is your health and your mental health. Have to separate it. And I know obviously you only want the best for people and for the sport. So if you don't get back to someone, it's nowhere near ever personal. But yeah, you obviously know that. But it's one of those things. Obviously, I was just wondering how you obviously staggered it.
I don't. Every now and then I wake up and I'm like, right, because I have some people, like certain people I've coached who are like run businesses and stuff, so they're very good at managing their life, right? And they say to me, Dan, you need to put an hour aside every day where you have that hour, and then you use that hour to get back to people and source stuff and stuff like that, right? And I'm like, yeah, sounds great, let's try it. I try it for 1 or 2 days, and after that I'm just back into my chaos, like trying to manage everything, and that hour time slot I'm now probably got to do something else, and it's like, so everyone's got their own ways of doing it. But I think with the internet now and young guys coming into the, I guess, business world and the internet are a lot, not busier, but there's more distractions. There's more way people can get hold of you. Facebook Messenger, WhatsApp, TikTok. I get messages on TikTok now. So that's another, like when I got TikTok, I was like, right, do I get TikTok? It's another social media app to handle. You know, it's mental. I remember getting Instagram and I was like, oh, do I really want to get Instagram? This was the most important thing with socials, is trying to get into the platform early on, because then the algorithms are very strong. So like, I got on Instagram early, so that's why the Instagram page is good. I got on TikTok early, it's doing all right. But then it's just another form of just bombardment to your phone. Like, you know, WhatsApp is crazy. Everyone, you know, not even people who are in the internet world, their WhatsApps are messy now, isn't it? Everyone's in WhatsApp groups. I mean, you know, we're in a couple ourselves, me and you, lots of fun, and it just pings off all day long. I think so. I think in the future, some people have full-time jobs just managing people's WhatsApps and stuff like that. I think that'll happen.
Yeah.
Like, you know, yeah, it's probably what's happening right now. Like, people, like, probably David Beckham has someone running his WhatsApp. Probably, you know, probably his Instagram, or definitely their Instagram and stuff like that. But your own personal stuff just goes pinging all the time, and it's easy to get hold of everyone now. So it's a good thing and a bad thing, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. You almost want to just get like an old school Nokia 3210 where someone can just ring you on it. Like, that's
exactly.
You ring that, I know it's important, I'm going to pick it up. Everything else can wait. Like, it can wait 2, 3, 4 weeks. It doesn't really matter, because that's not that important. If you've got this number, I know it's important, and we're going to have a chat, a good chat.
Yeah. No, that's true. You know what the problem, the issue with Table Tennis Daily, and I guess any marketing thing though, is that you have to be at the phone often, because when news comes out, let's say for example, T-Mobile just announced that he's retired. You can title the podcast "T-Mobile retires?" ? No, but yeah, let's just say T-Mobile announced that he's retired.
You're always thinking.
That caption would be better than saying interview with Dan from Table Tennis Daily. Just put T-Mobile's retired ? Much more, it would track better. No, but like, I'm joking. But yeah, let's say T-Mobile announced he's retired. Yeah, let's say he announced it today, and I put the post out there tomorrow that he's retired, it will be dead traffic. We'll get nothing, because everyone's already seen it. Everyone's already seen the post. Everyone's seen it. It's all over the place. So I have to put it out there that the second he says it, I need it out there within 10 minutes for it to track well.
How do you get that info?
That's what I'm saying. I'm on my phone. Someone messages me, like a friend will go, Dan, Tim was retired. What? Like, a lot of people. The good thing is now, people will contact me when something happens. So I'm there straight away. So then I have to be at my phone, because there's times, I don't know, let's say I go in the garden and chill out for a few hours and go, right, I'm going to get away from my phone. Come back to my phone, then I'm like filtering stuff, and I'm like, oh, that's massive news. You know what I mean? So yeah, there's that side of it as well, where you've got to be quick and straight there.
Yeah.
So yeah, so it's a difficult one. But for example, when the bigger tournaments are taking place, like the German Open, the World Championships, those weeks are really crazy, because when there's a big point or a big news or a crazy shot, you've got to be there quickly.
Yeah.
And not saying to be there quickly, but you gotta. It's not about beating everyone else. It's just a case of doing a good image to that situation, so people can consume it in a cool way.
Yeah.
Like, it'd be better to consume Tim-Ball's retired with like a cool bit of his points, a bit of tribute,
a montage,
about his story, a bit of montage, than just seeing one tag on Twitter. Tim-Ball's retired. Everyone's got their fix then. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's about the fix. When someone's got their fix, I've read a lot into like psychological stuff in the internet. So what happens is, right, the brain releases a chemical dopamine when someone sees something. When they've had that dopamine in the situation, they're much more likely not to do it, not because they've already got it. So let's say, for example, Ronaldo scores an overhead kick, and people get an influx of dopamine there on their Facebook feed. Then they're not going to go and watch Match of the Day in the evening. Actually, Ronaldo doesn't play in Premier League football anymore. See, I'm 15 years too old for football. But like, when he did play in the Premier League or whatever, you've already seen it on your Facebook. And this is why Sky Sports and stuff are having big problems right now, because everyone's getting their football fixes on their newsfeed, on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. So they're not going to watch Sky Sports now. They don't need to, because they're seeing the goals, they're seeing the big moments. There's a big problem for the big businesses, and I know they're having big problems. I've read stuff and I've heard about it already.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
It makes sense. Where you described it there, it does make sense, actually. Everything's kind of instant now.
Yeah, it is. Like, yeah. Let's be honest, Ash, if you've seen that T-Mobile's retired somewhere, why would you go and click on a Table Tennis Daily post that he's retired?
Yeah. Yeah, it's true.
You're not going to. But if you saw the Table Tennis Daily post first, he was retired. Click it.
Yeah. Okay, interesting. So, obviously, I've kept you a while.
Cool.
I'll finish off one more question, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Anything? So, yeah, going forward, anything else in the pipeline? What could you give?
Yeah.
Like, obviously, the Table Tennis Daily team. This is something I was talking about. We'll go on the Table Tennis Daily team. So I was talking to Garth, obviously, so it's relatable. He was saying you could be. It's up to Dan where he wants to take it, because obviously, the higher you climb, certain players might not be quite good enough, but we've already bought into those characters.
100%.
I'm sure
Look, actually, like, I'm happy to talk, yeah, because I'm actually enjoying chatting to you now, man. It's good. Everyone's in lockdown. This is great, yeah. So unless if you need, so I'm good, man. Yeah, and this is good for me as well, thinking about things, because I think this is what the lockdown's doing to a lot of people. They're thinking, and you become creative and think of ideas and stuff. And
yeah.
I'm thinking about things. You're right. So firstly, yeah, the TTD team's really good because I think it's brought a lot of new personalities to the channel and got a different way of consuming table tennis. I've always been a believer in that. Like in football, right? You support, let's say you support, I don't know, Arsenal, but then a lot of times in football. Hey, oh, Tottenham, gosh, you support Tottenham. I was trying to think, what is it? Stop it, it's hilarious. Okay, right. So you support Tottenham, yeah? But do you support another team in football that's like not really that great, but decent, or not? Is it just Tottenham?
I think football is very tribal. So if you support one team, you can't even say you support another team, even though you might have a soft spot or you like the way they play.
Fair enough. Okay, all right. I just think in table tennis, there needs to be more like, so I think why the TT team kind of works is because people can relate to it, and that's important. So in football, yes, it's a different sport, football, but in sport, I think in general, when things become more relatable, it works. Yeah. So, and I've seen it in football. So there's a team called SC Dons. I don't know if you've seen SC Dons before. Yeah, they're epic. Big G, legend. But like, yeah, they're doing it great, and I think that's what's going to happen in the future. In the next 10, 20 years, I think because of the internet and the way YouTube works and the way everyone is becoming very good on their phones and doing videos, TikTok's teaching people how to edit videos and stuff. I think we're going to see a lot more local-based type content that is more relatable to people. So yeah, it's great watching Marlon and Timo Boll in the World Championship final, but people, I think, will bond more to consistent, relatable type content.
Yeah, you want it to be relatable. You want it to be you want unedited and honest as well. You know.
Yeah.
The rawness, like kind of what we're doing here, we're just having a chat.
Yeah.
And,
so the question for me, TV team, I think it's a case of just keeping up the consistency of the content. But firstly, I want to. Obviously, we're in the British League right now. The TT team is playing in the British League, but I want to do other things like we do challenge matches, like take on Peterborough or take on London Progress, or go to France and take on Hennebon, or do some wild, crazy things, and move the players and doing different things, not just the British League. So that's kind of my goal. I don't know where that will go, but I think it'll be good content, like and do funny challenge matches. Maybe like, I don't know, TT team take on Dusseldorf, right? And all the players get a 5-0 head start against the pro players. Timo versus the captain, and the captain's got 5-0 head start. I don't know. Wild, probably never pull off, but it'll be interesting content to the viewers for sure, and good promotion for Dusseldorf, good promotion for everyone. But
my question, sorry, just to remind you, if the team was to go up the divisions and you get players in, obviously the audience is brought into certain players' characters.
Yeah. Well, we've had some good. Yeah, I got you. We've had some good banter about this, right? So, for example, the German, right? We've said that, like, let's say the German forces out if he doesn't get good enough, we'll make him the full-time umpire. You know what I mean? So he's still in the video, so he'll be like an umpire. No, but it's a big problem, actually, and I think the players are aware of that as well. My personal opinion is that the championship is next season, right? Depends if we go up or not yet, depending on the whole situation of the league because of the coronavirus. But if we go to the championship, I think the whole team is absolutely fine. Everyone can compete. But if we go to the Prem and then like the whole goal is Champions League, the players are going to struggle at that level, right? Unless if they keep training and go to China for 6 months. But so it's difficult. So I'm not sure how we get to that situation, but I'm not sure if we need to get to that situation. Why don't we just play Championship? Do we need to go to Champions League? Do we need to go to the Prem? The Championship is such a good level. There's so many variety of players. It's good level. Or do we just go to the Prem and then have 2 top strong players and then the other 3 rotate? I don't know. So I need to just see. And like there was another problem as well with the Premier Division. It's the logistics. It's home and away. I couldn't be at 14 weekends a year at British League. The good thing about British League right now is only 4 weekends of my time and the team's time, the cameraman's time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it works great. We're getting 4 episodes every weekend. It works great. So yeah, I want everyone always involved. Like, you're right. people like the Pocket Rocket, the captain, Christoph the German. He's got such a people love him, right?
Yeah,
So he needs to be there. That's great, man. So
I know these guys. Obviously, met him at your stag, but
yeah,
actually, or like just watching the YouTube, I approach it as if I don't know them, and I like the character, the German, the character he's built. But it's just him being him, right?
It's great, isn't it? Yeah, he's so funny. So I hope, so he will always be there. And I've said to him, like, look, I've said to all the players, like, you guys are there, you know. You got the ringer who's coaching a lot, you know. So all the players will be there. Like, if you look at SC Dons, right, they're a great example. The SC Dons are 4 years in now of doing what they're doing. They all the players are still there watching on the sideline. They're supporting the team like you support Tottenham. That's what I want it to become. I want it to become like, and I want other teams to do this as well, but to come where like you know it's not just about playing. It's more than play. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So even if the German doesn't play all weekend, he's still going to be there. He's still going to be getting involved. But yeah, it's something I've got to work out and think about. It is a situation.
Yeah, no, but it's a good one, I suppose. It'll work itself out, I suppose, because maybe even the audience you'll see where the audience wants you to take it. You know,
That's true.
I'm guessing at the moment they'll want you to keep the current players because they've bought into those characters.
Yeah, very true.
Other than signing, but you could get a guest appearance maybe. You know, I know you got your contacts. You know,
yeah, exactly.
Simon on the line.
Yeah. That's the thing, isn't it? Like, so that's why with the T3D team, I want to do other things and not just in a serious competitive league environment. Yeah. I want to take that out and then do really cool, weird things.
Yeah. Like, if you ever come and play the Ping Pong World Champs, I'll give them all an arse kicking.
Yeah, exactly.
I saw Tom's pretty good, and I imagine Ume is probably good anyway as well. So
Ume can have a frying pan.
Yeah.
No, that's a good idea. See, like T3D head to the qualifiers at the ping pong. That would be a cool video, right? So we could all go to the qualifiers. You know, that'd be wicked. Let's do that. See, so that's the sort of stuff I want to be doing with it. It's competitive table tennis with the team in different environments, not just British League. Yeah.
That's nice, man. That's nice. I don't know if you know, a bit controversial this one, so be careful. You guys always make this face. Give me the puppy eyes every time.
No, actually.
No. I don't know if you heard, like, Table Tennis England sent a letter to a certain amount of players to say, if they're worn off the ping pong, if you play in the ping pong, you're not going to be selected for X amount, or some sort of criteria. Obviously, wherever they do, and that's up to them. But it's just, do you think, so obviously an easier question, you can play both ping pong and table tennis, right?
Yeah, I think so, right? So I don't know the politics behind it, and I know there has been different things. Like, I don't know who that letter went to. Do you know? Is that announced?
I know a couple of people that got the letter, yeah, but they didn't say because they're scared for their like place or selection. But it doesn't really matter. I think it's more the case of
it happened. I got you.
Yeah, it happened. But
yeah. So my take on it is, I don't know. I interviewed Barry Hearn in the recent vlog I did at the ping pong. I've gone to almost every single ping pong. I love it. So, and I know that there's been controversy with Table Tennis England or whatever. I don't even know if ITTF, I don't know what happened, but I know that has been some stuff, right? With whatever it was, the branding or something. Yeah,
there's no smoke without fire, but we just don't know what it was.
Yeah, exactly. So for me, like Barry Hearn said something, and I was like, do you know what? He's right there, I think. And he said like, we've got to all be working together. You know, it's just another branch of you know, it's like you've got snooker, you've got pool, you've got all different ways, American pool, you've got all different ways of doing the very similar thing. And that's what table tennis is. You've got table tennis, you've got ping pong, you've got tech pong, you've got all these different things. Why can't it all just work together? Because it's going to attract different demographics, different people, different ages, different types of characters. Like, for example, when I go and coach in a school, it's very hard to get the football type kids to play table tennis. It just is. They want to go and play football. But I reckon a crazy version of table tennis, those football kids will probably be interested, right? Like maybe tech pong. They might go, oh, this is cool. I can play headed. I can play tech ball and tech pong on this table. So it could attract that. And then long term, then like, for example, Ronnie O'Sullivan plays American pool. He plays snooker. He plays all of them, right? So then you get everyone feeding off the whole sports. So that's what Barry Hearn said. And I agree with that. I think for table tennis to get mainstream and massive, it's got to attract all the markets. So all the types of different people. So why doesn't it all work together? But then obviously there's politics. But yeah, I think if someone plays in the ping pong who's from England, let them do it. It's because also it's going to create them having fun. It's a different thing. So you don't want to hamper. you don't want to like. I did it. I did an interview with Simon Gauzy, right? He's number 1 in France, number 4 in Europe. He said to me that the reason why he plays table tennis is because he has fun. And to this day, he always does 1 or 2 hours every day, messing around in the hall and having fun. And I think that's one of the problems we have in the UK. Things get too serious with table tennis.
Yeah.
Everything about it, the way the structure, everything's very serious.
Yeah.
The coaching is serious. A lot of coaches are very serious. It's very autocratic. You know, whereas when you see France, look at the different types of styles of players. Those styles don't develop because of being serious, because of being laid back and fun. And yeah.
I think you're right, because if you're imagine you're a young kid now, you just played on Sky Sports. It doesn't matter that it's ping pong. You've only got to that level of ping pong, by the way, because you spent all the hours doing table tennis in the first place. Because there is, obviously, it's a different sport, but there's obviously a transition because it helps play table tennis. And now you just played on Sky Sports. That could even keep you in the game for another 5-10 years. And then bring people back to the game. I don't think I would be involved. I don't play table tennis or coach anymore, but I still play the ping pong when it comes up. So it keeps me involved, you know, it's other people involved. So I can only see it as a positive. I know what you mean. Take the politics and just like throw that away because we don't really care about that stuff. Just honest people that want it. It's just a good another thing, I suppose, that can only be positive.
100%, Ash. Yeah, you mentioned that. So actually, I was there this year. So Ethan, why can't I think of his surname? Ethan Wolf. He was on Sky. Obviously, he's so I don't know. Then he's obviously played the ping pong, got to the quarterfinals or round. Did he got quarterfinals? No, I think round 16. Round 16.
Which is unreal. I think for his first time.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, and he was on Sky Sports, main TV, loving it. And I was there with Louis Price, who's like one of his rivals in the junior table tennis. He was watching Louis and he's like, oh my God, this is awesome. Ethan's on Sky Sports. This is cool.
Yeah.
Like, hopefully that doesn't affect Ethan's long-term thing with table tennis. I mean,
yeah, it can't though, can it? It can't. I mean, take all the politics and throw it away. It can't. It's
not going to affect him. Is it? It's not going to affect his table tennis because he's doing good stuff in table tennis. I think he's just gone and he was doing great stuff. So he played Junior British League after it, and he was great. So yeah, it's not exactly. So yeah, I think it's fine.
Yeah, you can play both. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you tried Tech Pong?
Yeah. I went out there to Budapest. They invited me out there because I know one of the guys there, Will Maybanks, he's there. It's cool. And went to the actual place where it's their like headquarters, and it's mental. Yeah, I think it's really cool. I think what I like about it is the concept of you can play football on it. To me, I'm fascinated by football because I do marketing, right? And I'm fascinated with the way football is marketed. It's unreal. Everything across the board. Like the apps. Like I've started to support Charlton Athletic again. I've got back into it since they got into the championship, right? I've been loving it. And it's amazing. Like, for example, on Google, I can type in Charlton score and I get this like little pin thing and I can pin it onto my home screen and I can see the score whilst I'm browsing Facebook. Like, that's such subtle technology, but you don't have that in table tennis. You don't have Marlon and Timo Boll's score on the side of your phone when you're watching them play, right? So football is light years ahead, and I just think you can learn a lot from it. And yeah, it's fascinating how good it is. I don't know where I'm going with that with the football, but No,
because you were saying about how like Tech Pong, and you're fascinated.
Tech Pong.
Or with the football side of it. I think playing football on that table, because it's still like a table tennis table, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
And you see like Ronaldinho like playing football on it, doing touches, and that's
wicked. That's what I'm saying.
I tried the Pong, and for me, in my honest opinion, the Pong, I was decent at it actually. I nearly got to the semi-final of the England. I nearly beat Andrew Bagley. But
you played it?
Yeah, I played the qualifier. I nearly beat Andrew Bagley in the semi. I was
nice.
Up, and I lost 3-2. Typical Bagley grind, just battered me out. But my back, honestly, I know you've got like a back injury. My back afterwards was, it was awful because it's so
really?
down. It bounces, it goes really low.
Yeah.
It's quite difficult.
That's interesting. See, I haven't played it competitively enough to know that. When I went there, I played on it. Michael Mays was there as well, actually. It was cool. We were playing on it. It was great because it was like in a controlled environment. But I can imagine in a tournament where, you want to win and stuff, then the rallies are long. I can imagine it being, like you said, more physically tough,
Physically really tough. But the football on it I love the Tech Ball. I think Tech Ball is unreal.
I love Tech Ball.
Great sport.
It's genius. It's wicked. It's so good. Eh?
Doubles as well.
Yeah, I bet you're good at that. Remember when we played the football at the Stag? You were sick. Everyone was like, Ashley's like Ronaldo running down the pitch. You're in bare feet as well. Everyone else is in their trainers giving it some. That's wicked.
Not physical enough, mate. Not physical enough.
Yeah, but look, yeah, what I like about tech ball and tech pong is that, like I said, if you've got tech ball table in a school and kids are playing tech ball and there's bats on the side of the table, it's going to get them introduced into playing and hitting a ball with a bat as well. And it gets that whole, you can maybe get 3 kids out of 30 kids then wanting to go to play table tennis. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
no, get introduced to it.
Yeah, it is. It's kind of like a transition from those footballers.
Yeah, exactly.
Coming in. Yeah, mate. I suppose it's good for you to have a video. That's you don't have to worry about the editing. You don't have to worry about the sound. You don't even worry. I might have not even pressed record. Like, it don't matter. Like, you don't care.
No, actually, I've checked. I've checked your press record. It says on top right. I'm keeping.
He's always on.
Yeah, no, it's great. Like, the hardest thing with content, right? And I think this is what now. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm the same when I watch a movie, right? Like, I remember hearing like Avatar took something like 6 years to make, and at the time I was like, what, 6 years? It takes, I think it's longer than 6 years, maybe. Yeah, sounds quite short. But anyway, like, when there's a video that's gone out, even like this, what you're doing now, I know what you've got to do. There's quite a lot to it. Even silly things like title, putting the description in, uploading it, getting it right, doing the marketing. Like, there's so much to it.
Yeah,
and
that's such minor things as well.
But yeah, such minor things. But they make a big difference, and like, and I enjoy that part. To be fair, the best part is making is doing the actual content, like us two now chatting, then releasing it. But when you get all the struggles in with all the situations, like sometimes I've done like, I don't know, a review of a player, right, and then like the main camera sound broke halfway through, yeah. So what I have to do is take the sound from the other camera, try and merge it in. Then that has problems because then it all gets distorted. Yeah, it's mental. Yeah, so that happens. You know, these sort of things take place.
Yeah, that's very technical. I mean, when you're dealing with sound from multiple devices and you're having to merge it and like match sync it with the lips and stuff, I don't know how you do that, to be honest. Hats off, because that's absolutely crazy. I don't know how you do that, man.
Okay, now I'll give you a quick tip then, yeah? So what you do is you get your main camera in the timeline, then you've got a sound to that timeline, right? Then you have to link all the other stuff to that main sound.
Yeah, that didn't help.
Okay, so it's just important to always have one main sound, and then you're working around it.
Oh, you work around the main.
Yeah, yeah. It's still tricky. It's complex. Like, yeah, like for example, when I make a review, there's probably around 12 hours of just matching the sounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, 12 hours of work just putting the sounds together.
Wow. Yeah,
oh, yeah, it's great, man. Love it.
Yeah, I'm just doing so I thought I'll bring it back, because I've done this ping pong show like years. I think it was last year actually, or 2 years ago. And I thought, you know what? It's been sitting there. I haven't had the time. Obviously now I've had the time, and I thought, you know what? I'm going to do another series 2, bring out the big guns, Mr. Hilton himself, and a few others. Just have a little chat, raw content. So I'll just chuck it out there. But I think with the whole thing, I'm kind of looking more potentially for like donations that I can pass on to people that need it, you know. So in other countries where they don't have like table tennis, they might even be national team players, and they have like really old table tennis shoes, you know. I can send it out there, no problem. Take it. So just something like that, something small, something quick, and something that you can see the difference being made, rather than. So yeah, that's
so true. No, and I was going to say to you, yeah, like great stuff what you're doing as well, because I like your content, because like you're very, very raw, and yeah, there's no politics for you and stuff.
Raw as your sweet and sour chicken in Bristol.
yeah. No, it's wicked what you're doing, because like, one sec. Yeah, it's wicked what you're doing, because like, yeah, you know, it's what like with the ping pong as well. It's like your primary focus, like on the ping pong scene. I know that's your passion. You love the ping pong.
Yeah, no, I like it. But I think I'm just trying to make small differences. Like if I was able to somehow make, let's say, £200, £50 probably is not going to make much of a difference, although it does to some people. But if I make the first £200 I was make from either donations or whatever, YouTube, whatever, you can kind of make that money. That £200 is going to go straight to someone, straight like via maybe get them to apply for it or whatever, and then they need, I don't know, they haven't got shoes and a bat.
Yeah.
And I'll send them the shoes and the bat. When they get it on Instagram, they can take a little picture and everything. And so everyone knows where the money has gone. So
Yeah,
even
wicked.
watching the videos or donating an old T-shirt, you know, one of these ones or something.
No. I'll send you a load of gear, man, and I'll put this out when you release it. I'll put it on T2BN as well. We'll get some donations.
Who knows? You know, there could be there could be a club in South America that needs some new nets. There could be a player in Asia that needs some shoes. You know, and they get in contact with me on Instagram, and I'll send it to them. Yeah. And then they take a photo when it's done. So everyone's it's open, and I just thought I'll give it a go, see where it goes, man.
Nah, wicked. I love it, man. I coach a player called Teo. He's awesome. From Nigeria, and he goes back there quite a bit. And he's got like quite a big local table tennis club where he is based. Right, it's just this big hall. And I gave him like a load of rubbers and bats and T-shirts to take out there. And amazing, man. Like the kids, they have like the same rubber for like 2 years and stuff, the same bat. They they was looking at all my old a load of old stack of old rubbers, like 30 of them. I give them all to Teo to give to them, and they were loving them, you know. And you give the rubbers to the kids in England, for example, they will just pull it in the bin. And there's no disrespect to them.
No.
Because that's the culture and the environment that we've grown up in here in the UK. We're so fortunate. But like, yeah, you're right. There's a lot of people out there who don't have access to rubbers and blades and that. And
so that's my mission. That's my little mission.
I love it. I think everyone will support you on that, and they're going to help you. People can just send you their stuff, can't they? And send it out to these people.
That's it. If you've got something, obviously, don't be sending me your socks with holes in it. But if you've got something you no longer need, you know, I'll get 100%. It, and we'll see who can get. You know, I know there's even some refugee camps.
Yeah.
And I know that I've some people that have worked in there. So I'm just trying to use the contacts and see if we can get a table tennis table in there. So the kids in the camps bored, they can go and play some table tennis.
100%.
I mean, it'll be sick to maybe visit some of these places, some of these clubs in Nigeria. If you ever go, man, let me know. I'll come with you. I'll tag along.
Oh, wicked. Let's do it. Some of the players that come like, you know, Quadri Aruna, when I met him, right, he was telling me that because obviously I'm interested in like how people develop and coach. And he was telling me like when he got to like the age of like 14, 15, he hadn't even gone into a club before. He was playing outside on a concrete table. And I'm just like, that's amazing. Like, he was like, he says like, I grew up on the streets, you know, like, and I'm just like, how did you get to that level? Like, but it's because of his passion and also like his will to succeed and his hunger and the love for the game. So his brain will just naturally keep soaking up information. I think, you know, in when you're in very fortunate places, often you get annoyed if you're bad. You know, you're training and you don't have a good session because you're angry about something silly. So then you waste a lot of sessions. You're annoyed that your back doesn't feel great today, so you don't train hard, whatever. Whereas I can imagine places like Nigeria, those kids out there, it's like probably like China, like in China, it's so competitive. The young kids, they're just training because they need to for them to stay playing table tennis, they need to win to get to the next pool.
Yeah.
When I went to China, right, it was mental. So the kids that all play from the age of 6 to 7, for them to actually carry on playing table tennis, they need to become the top 50 in the pack of kids to keep playing, not just to win. They have to win. So when they get to 11 to the next school, to get into like the elite school, they have to become better than everyone else. So that forces that.
Otherwise, they just can't continue.
They can't continue on the program in the school. They have to go back to just studying and maybe choose another sport because they don't have enough room. Yeah.
Wow.
Crazy.
Yeah.
And they'll probably go play local clubs and stuff, but they won't be in the school program.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right. I mean, the amount of times, like, I'll put my hand up and say, like, I lost a local league match, and I'll be like, the lighting was rubbish. And then, like you just said, Quadri Aruna, he ain't moaning about the lighting. He'll probably think more about what he done wrong, so he can improve quicker, right?
Exactly. Yeah, he wouldn't moan about lighting in a million years. That light you had is probably a lot better than the one he's experiencing when he was growing up. You know, like he's playing outdoors and stuff on the streets and that. Yeah, so like
crazy.
It's hot. Yeah.
That would be so cool though to see a video with him back in his hometown. I think
it would be. There's actually it's very viral.
So you froze me.
Sorry, Ash. Someone just called me. Simon called me. Right. Right. No, can you hear me now?
Yeah, all good.
Yeah. there's this viral video that keeps coming up on my wall, and I want to share it, but I don't know who owns it, so I'm not sharing it at the moment. But it's this Nigerian woman, and she's playing outdoors. Have you seen it before? She's playing unbelievable, and everyone's coming to challenge her. And,
I've seen something like, yeah, I think I've seen it.
Have you seen it? Yeah.
She's playing against all the guys, no?
Yeah.
And there's guys sitting around there outside on the chairs and that, yeah.
And she's just like whacking the ball past them and stuff.
Yeah.
Outdoors, and I was like, that is so cool, and that's the sort of content.
She's not in sports gear. She's in her full dress, right?
yeah. It's epic. It's epic, and that's what it's all about, isn't it? And I think hopefully, you know, the more you can show these type of things, people then can appreciate what they've got more. And
it's true. It's true, mate. Should we leave it there?
Yeah, man. Yeah, quality, Ash. Good to talk. We need to catch up more. Hopefully when lockdown's over and that, we can hang out and play some ping pong and do some good stuff.
Let's do it. All the best, yeah?
Wicked. Yeah, take care, Ash. Yeah, we'll keep you posted. And
Cheers.
Cheers, dude. Bye, mate.